Pigs Fishing. We are going to take a look at this boat here. This was my dad's boat. He passed away here a few years ago, and it's what we've been fishing out of. We're going to tear this thing down, repower it, take some of the wet foam flotation out of it, and move the console around. It's a good boat to fish out of. Everything in it's just a little tight. So I'm gonna give you a walkthrough before we tear this thing down. I'm expecting this project to take around 4 to 6 weeks. So we won't be fishing. We're gonna be working on the boat. And I'm just gonna kind of give you a little bit of what we're gonna do here. It's an old 89 model Starcraft. He bought it when it was new. And it's been well fished out of. We got some fairly significant leaks in it. Right now it's got a 89 model 120 Evinrude on it. And he had 2 boats. The other one's got a 2012 90 Optimax on it. You can see the bumps push forward. The fenders are broke loose on both sides. In '89, it was really a nice setup. It's just got a little bit. Motor on it. We're gonna swap the engines out off of another boat I got from my dad. And I would like to take you on a tour of the boat that we worked on. This was my dad's boat. I had to tear this thing down I was gonna work on it. I thought it was gonna take a month or so, but every time we messed with it, we found something different. So I was trying to get it back right. So it took a while, but we got it there. So come along with me and let me show you what we did. This is a Starcraft. It's 18.5 foot. I'm thinking it's an 89 or a 90 model. So this is the inside look, looking back. You can see I got my old drill sock hanging right here. I just keep some of the stuff that I use. I use a counter when I go to places where I'm gonna catch enough fish. On the blues in South Carolina, there's a 25 fish limit. So hook sharpener, pair of hemostat, fish gripper, boater grips. This is a cutting board that I made. It's mounted on a old piece of round mount. Got a knife here, pair of scissors, pair of pliers. I got this thing built. I got a little brush to clean it off with. I got it built where you can take it off when it gets really dirty and clean it up, put it back on. One of the things I did on this rod bar is, this is a piece of conduit that you make, you hang conduit, electrical stuff with. I had a friend that had that piece, and we let me get a piece of it. I had this piece of tubing laying around and that piece of plate, so we just put it together and made it do what it does. Worked out fairly decent. These are monster rod holders. You can see I got them all the way around. I think it's like 10 of them. I think I got a couple of more. Don't use them very often, but that's what we have there. I have the bait tank that I use. I got a big bait tank, but it took up so much room that we tried to get rid of the thing, get it out of here. So all I have here is a cooler. It's got a little bubbler in it. And the bubbler, it'll keep enough bait alive to fish with. Yeah, the switches to run the back are right here. This is for the rods, and it has a dimmer on it, so I can cut the lights back. Bugs, bass, flatheads, whatever. Casting lights, we got inside courtesy deck lights, the bait pump, and a cutoff for the GPS. We got a mount right here for the camera. We also have plug-ins run through for 12-volt stuff, and we got some lighters. So, as you see, I run my camera power off of that one. We got an onboard charger right here, the bilge pump. It's a cranking battery on this side. The camera pole, the secondary camera pole is right there. And you see I've got some of these little baskets mounted here. These things are like $2 at Walmart. There's a pack of 3 of them. I just drill a couple holes in the bottom, run a screw through right here. Same thing on the other side. I took one and cut the ends out of it and just got it zipped together with some wire ties. Also in the back right here, we got the electric anchor system to let the anchor up and down. I done got to where I'm old. That's why I put these talons on here. The reason I put these talons on here is I had an accident when I was in the service and it messed my shoulders up. And I had a car wreck after that just kind of left me where I can't pull these anchors up. And I didn't have any fun. And I don't know about you, but having fun's what I'm all about. That's the only reason I come out here. But as you see, we got an old 898 Humminbird depth finder. I use this when I'm trolling forward so I can just watch what's going on in the back, check the map and stuff out, watch for the fish. And another little thing I want to show you right here is this is one of the most handy items that I've ever done, and it is just a bar of soap in a onion bag or something like that. I tied another end, cut a little slot in it so it'll fit up on here. You can undo your stuff, wash your hands. I never have soap when I need it. You wash your hands and flip it back up there and it'll dry back out. If you shake it off one time good, it'll keep the soap from dripping in the floor right here. Turn around and look at the console and you'll see that we've done a pretty good bit of work right here. One thing we did was move the console forward about 2.5 feet. This thing was so tight back here that with 2 people in it, you really couldn't fish. I have the seat here. I'm still working on the back to go on it, the seat rest to go on it. But up underneath it, I keep a little bit of storage. I got some tackle. I got the yoke in case I have to pull the big drift socks. I keep a towel for the seat when it's wet in the morning times. My remote for my trolling motor, and just some assorted odds and ends. There's fire extinguishers under there. We did install a Flow-Rite 3 system inside of it. This is the control for it. This thing works great. If I have any complaint about it, it's too powerful. I'm telling you, if you turn that head spraying directly down into the live well, it looks like it's washing your bait. But it's a really small live well. But We got an old 798. I only use this one for mapping. This is the Helix 7. It's the one that I usually use. You can see up on top right here, I keep a hand towel up here, just like the one in the back is only for fish. This one's to dry your hands off of. The phone holder to take your pictures with, a couple of headlamps. We use these clamps to hold the cameras if we want to take a shot that we don't usually get. And this right here is one thing that I've come across that really is handy, is a LED light that goes around your neck, and you can adjust this thing. I bought this one at Lowe's, but I think there's actually 2 or 3 different people that make that. We got our big fish rods right here. You know you got to catch some bait. And down the sides of this thing, this boat's got very little storage in it. You can see here that I just used some ammo boxes from Harbor Freight to go up in there with some bungee cords with a little eye hook right here, straightened out to hold my stuff up there. You see my homemade planer boards there. Same thing on this side. We did rewire the boat. I don't know if you remember what it looked like before, but it was a mess. It's actually got a fuse panel in it up under here now. A hanger for my spotlight up underneath right here. A little holder for the bait well. And we got some rod holders built there. All they are is just built out of just PVC pipe and some pieces of hardwood flooring that I had laying around. My net right here, as you see, I hooked this thing in here. It's rare that something that big will come out, but believe me, I've lost one before. So I just hooked the thing back up in there. I got my light system you see right here that comes down into this. This is for fishing at night right here. You can see I got a locator pin drilled through this, so when I get done and get ready to leave to go down the road, I'll take this and pull it out and lay it down on the floor. When I get ready to put it back in, just hook it back down in there, push the pin back through, and you're ready to go. It keeps your light pole from spinning around and around. Where you, another thing that we have here is we got a bait wells right here. Aerated venturi systems right there. When I get ready to go down the road, I just stuff that little cork in there to keep my thing from draining out going down the road. It doesn't drain, but the overflow will let your water slosh out. Some more of my rods here. As y'all know, I fish these old ugly sticks. I just haven't been able to leave without them there. Up underneath the front is some storage here. I've got drift socks, life jackets, some spare propane fuel, my foot control, a fan, 12-volt fan, and in the front right here, you can see I got enough deck to stand up here to throw the net or whatever I need to do. In the front, I keep a little small grill. I don't know about y'all, but eating's pretty high up on my things to do. I have an anchor that I built out of an old piece of window weight. It's got the chain and the hooks on it, and it wire ties so if you get it hung up, you can break it off. We have a tail line control right here, the electric power for the anchor right here, and I'm running a Minn Kota Rover. This is a 12-volt. I'm thinking it's 50 pounds thrust, 55, but this thing really works well. I mean, you aim it, hit the button, and if the wind's not blowing crossways to you, it'll carry you where you need to go. We have the secondary GPS puck mounted right there to kind of give the boat an idea on which way it's going. And that's pretty much it right here. Oh, don't let me forget about the bimini top. This is an 8-foot 4-bow top. I'm telling you, if you fish a lot in the summertime, it's well worth your money. You can see this thing, it belonged to my dad. We tried to commemorate him when he left us. My dad fished for I'm talking fish. It wasn't just a little fish. Yeah, my dad, he fished. He was the 2-time South Carolina State BASS champion back when BASS just started out. So I actually got to see bass fishing grow up. And now I'm here into catfishing, and I'm seeing exactly the same thing is starting to grow up. That's why I enjoyed sharing with you. I'm not trying to hide anything from you, spots or anything else. I'm not going to tell you where I'm at, but most people that know the lake, they can figure out where I'm at on any of the lakes that I go to. But I'm just telling you, I'm not here to try to keep something from you. But this is the tour of our boat. We'll give you one more quick pan around. This is what we fish out of. It does a good job. I mean, we don't go into big water on big rivers or anything like that, but this thing actually really does a good job. So I'd like to thank you for bearing with me. I mean, this thing took nearly 4 months to get it completed, but we got a good solid setup now, and it works a whole lot better. We had all kinds of issues. The transom was broke, the bracing inside the boat that holds the transom up was broke, the floor was rotted. What I was gonna do to start with was to rebuild the floor and to repower the boat. And it just kept on getting bigger and bigger. Every time we messed with something, we found 2 more things wrong. But just like fishing, you gotta be patient. Well guys, you got to kind of overlook the background noise here. We parked right next to a pretty major highway. I was gonna walk you through the boat. We just got done working on this boat. I was gonna walk you through the nighttime setup on it. We got the lights on the Minn Kota tail lines on right now. These lights they'll change brightness. They'll change colors. They go from white to blue, high, medium. They do the same thing in white, low, medium, high. Leave them in blue, we can cut them off. I also have these lights back here set up to where the talons, I can cut the power off on them. That way you don't have those lights shining in your face. One of the other things we've done is we have a light bar. We got the lights on the back. We also have a set of casting lights. So if you want to see the through, let's say you are up next to a lay down, or you want to fish a pier pylon or something like that, you'll be able to cast to them. One of the things I have also is I have aerators built in right here. It comes over and it goes down into our bubbler right here. I'll show you all that when it gets light a little bit better. We have a switch to cut the depth finders off. Also put in green, I call them courtesy lights, to light the boat up. You go all the way up to the front here. We have a light up underneath our console right here to give us some more light so you can see what's going on up under there. Get your stuff in and out a lot easier. We have a light in the live box here. We got the inside of the live box lit up. But that's just an overview of what we done. Kind of get this thing going. So I'd like to thank you again for joining me here on Whisker Pig Fishing. Also, I'd like to invite you to like my page on Facebook. It's called Whisker Pig Fishing. Just thank you for joining me again, and God bless, and have a great day.